Hey everybody, how's it going? SSJ Blue Vegeta here, coming at you guys with my Blue Eyes deck profile. Been working on this deck for about a year and a half now. Really excited to bring it to you guys. Let's get on into it. So, first off, obviously you run 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Heart and Soul of the deck, level 3, gets you into your bunch of Xyz, Synchros, and lots of stuff. Now, 3 Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragons. Good old Blue Eyes alternative, $28 card for no freaking reason, don't know why. But basically, his effect, he can pop a card on the field, you special summon him out by revealing a Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand, and whenever you use his effect to pop a card on the field, you cannot attack with him that turn, but there are many ways around that. Then 2 Dragon Spirit of Whites. Good old Dragon Spirit of White, whenever it's normal or special summon, it can banish 1 spell trap face up or face down. And it's always treated as a Blue Eyes card, counts as a normal monster in the hand or graveyard, and you can tribute it on the field if your opponent controls a monster, special summon the Blue Eyes from your hand. Now, the main card that you are special summoning Spirit with, 3 the White Stone of Ancients. You get this good old camera angle. 3 White Stone of Ancients. You're mainly sending this to the grave with like Dragon Shrine and stuff, but during the end phase, if since it was sent there that turn, special summon a Blue Eyes monster, except for alternative, basically just Blue Eyes or Spirit from the deck, and that is not once per turn, so if you get 2 of them in the graveyard, or even all 3, special summon 3 of them things. 3 of them things, 3 of them things. Then he has another effect which is once per turn, where you can banish it from the grave, add like an alternative Spirit or Blue Eyes from the hand. Next off, just the 1 White Stone Legend, helps search out Blue Eyes. You can send to the grave with like Dark Matter or something. It's just a good way to search out Blue Eyes, but there are even better ways to search it out, which we'll get to in a moment. Then next off, one of the main tuners in the deck, 3 Sage with Eyes of Blue. Whenever Sage is normal summoned, you can add 1 level 1 light tuner from the deck to the hand. So you can add like Maiden, you can add Effect Veiler, and I think Glow Up Bowl, but he may be an Earth monster, so don't quote me on that. And then he has an effect, you can discard him from hand and target an effect monster on the field, send it to the graveyard, special summon a Blue Eyes. And so that's what you mainly use with good old alternative right here. You can send alternative to the grave, special summon a Blue Eyes, and if you have some revival card in your hand, you can get your alternative back out, and you can use alternative effect again because it recycled itself to pop another card, or you can just battle with it anyways. And as I was saying earlier, good old Maiden. Good old Maiden, basically, you can use her with the effect with Sage. You can normal summon Maiden, effect a Sage, discard him, target Maiden, effect a Maiden because she was targeted, special summon a Blue Eyes, then effect a Sage, special summon another Blue Eyes, and nothing Spirit. And then, also another effect of Maiden is that whenever she is targeted for an attack, negate the attack, change her battle position, and special summon a Blue Eyes. But that's once per turn, so if they attack over it again, she's kind of done for. And then, Spicy Tech, Red Eyes Darkness Smell Dragon. Now you may be wondering, a Red Eyes monster and Blue Eyes? That's sacrilege, take it out. But no, I keep it in there because it is a great card for dragon decks in general. It is effect, you can banish a dragon monster on the field, special summon them. But you can use like Monster Reborn, Soul Charge, any other way to get them out from the graveyard. And you can special summon a dragon type monster from the hand or graveyard, comes in clutch at those certain times. Now, for the spell cards, 3 Melody of Awakening Dragon. Basically, discard a card, add a copy of Blue Eyes or alternative. You can send your eggs, like Ancients or Legend, if you don't have a way to get rid of it, in your hand. And if you draw into it, and just add Blue Eyes and alternative to get alternative out first turn. Next off for Revival, 3 Return of the Dragon Lords. You can special summon your Blue Eyes, your alternatives, or your spirits from the graveyard. And then Spirit's effect will go off if you summon it that way. And it even protects them because you can banish it from the graveyard and basically just protect them from an attack or card effect. Then next off to a couple others. 2 Silver's Cry. Good old Silver's Cry. I've seen people run 1. Kinda understandable. I run 2 just to have it at times to get out Spirit again if I need to. It's just another way to get out Blue Eyes and Spirit, so you can save your returns for like alternative or something. Then, good old Monster Reborn and Dragon Revival Rhapsody. Monster Reborn, it's a good card. It's at 1. So you run it. Dragon Revival Rhapsody. If you control a spellcaster type monster, special summon up to 2 dragon type monsters, but one of them has to be normal. So it's good in the deck. Kinda debatable with taking it out or not, because you cannot your opponent does not take any battle damage whenever you activate the card. So it's kinda iffy, but it can help swarm the field. Then just for the last revival, 1 soul charge. Pay life points in multiples of 1,000 to special summon that many monsters from the graveyard, but you can't conduct your battle phase, so that's its drawback, but it's hardly a drawback. Now, onto the draw power. 3 trade-ins to help discard your spirits if you have them in hand, discard a Blue Eyes if you have 2 Blue Eyes and an alternative, or just discard another alternative if you have 2 alternatives and a Blue Eyes. And then 2, the Cards of Consonance. Basically just a good way to get your eggs in the graveyard and get cards. Now, one thing I have noticed is that you'll have trade-in and Cards of Consonance. There's a curse with this. There are going to be times where you're going to have Cards of Consonance and you want trade-in, and there are going to be times where you have trade-in and you want Cards of Consonance. So that happens every now and again. Now for the last draw power, 1 Pod Desires. Banish 10 cards, draw 2 cards. Really great, thins out the deck, gets you to your resources, and you can banish crappy cards that you don't need, and stuff like that. Next off, 2 Dragon Shrines. Good old 2 Dragon Shrines. You can only activate it once per turn, and you can send a Dragon type monster from the graveyard, and if it was a normal monster, you can send another. So basically, you can send like a Spirit and an Egg, because Spirit counts as a normal monster in the graveyard, if you have a way to get it out with Silver Scry or something. And you can even send a Blue Eyes and an Ancients, and just do the same thing with Silver Scry, like I was saying. Then for the last one, 1 Foolish Burial. Good old Foolish Burial, just send a monster from the deck to graveyard. It helps send your Red Eyes Darkness, because if you have this and Monster Reborn in hand, send Red Eyes Darkness, activate Monster Reborn, get him out, special summon another card. Then for Board Wipe, the 1 Raigeki, helps for OTK potential. Next off is Spell Trap Destruction. 2 Twin Twisters. Discard eggs in your hand if you don't have melodies or cards of constants. Destroy 2 spell traps on the field. Because I don't really find Spirit that sufficient for Spell Trap Destruction at times, because it only destroys 1 and it banishes, which is great, but it only can get rid of 1 card, while this gets rid of 2. And this is not once per turn, so you can destroy 4 cards on the field at the same time if your opponent runs that many. Next off, we have the good old Solemn Brigade here. I'm going to have to stack these on top of each other. Good old Solemn Brigade helps negate summons, negate monster effects. Really great and all that. Then, now let's go on into the extra deck. So, you got Tachyon. After Tachyon, you're going to go into full armor. Now, if you go into full armor, you're going to go into good old Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. And then with good old Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon here, whenever he is summoned, you can, or you cannot, your choice. You can send 3 Dragon type monsters from the deck to the graveyard, and your opponent banishes 3 monsters. So it makes your opponent get to their resources, and it kind of helps with, they're kind of debating, like, man, I really need this card. I also really need this card for that combo to work. So sometimes they don't know what to banish, and they just don't know what to do, and stuff like that. Then next off, we have Cipher, and you go into Cipher Blade Dragon. So, Cipher Blade Dragon, pop a card on the field, basically what full armor does. So you go into Tachyon, then go to full armor, pop a card, go into Dark Matter. But good old Cipher and Cipher Blade. Cipher Blade, you can attach a material, pop a card on the field, like I said, and whenever it's destroyed, target a Cipher Dragon in the graveyard, and special summon it. But one thing I like doing is you'll go into Tachyon, go into Cipher Blade, go into full armor, pop a card, go into Cipher Blade, pop another card. You'll lose 800 attack, but you pop 2 cards on the field. Then off to our last Galaxy Eyes, number 90. So this card is kind of iffy. I pulled him from Battles of Legend, and he's really nice to run in the deck. He can negate monster effects. The other effect has to deal with Galaxy Eyes. If it has Photon, it has Succeeds materials, and we don't have that in here. So he negates and destroys monsters when they activate their effects, which is great, can come in clutch. But I've been debating with this guy and Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. Prime Photon's good with OTK potential and stuff for gaining attack during damage calculation equal to the ranks times 200. So that can come in clutch. But at the same time, number 90, just pulled him. I want to test him out. Then for the last rank 8, number 38, Hope Harbinger Dragon Titanic Galaxy. Long name. Thank you, Konami, for that long name. Really grateful. So, basically once returned, he can negate a spell card and attach it to Xyz's material. Really great. Comes in handy for like Raigeki or Dark Hole or something when your opponent has no way to get over it. Now the one fusion, Blue Eyes Twin Burst, being able to banish whatever it can't get over, really great. And it can make 2 attacks on monsters during the battle phase. Now for the synchros, 2 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. It's kind of debatable running 3. I run 2 because 3's too cloggy in the extra deck. So Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Neither opponent can only you and your opponent can special summon up to 2 monsters at the same time. You can negate the effect of a monster in the graveyard, and during either player's turn, you can tribute him, special summon a light dragon type synchro monster from the extra deck. And so, now let's get on to what you'll be summoning with that. First off, you can summon a Azurize. You can also just get it out the same way you can get Spirit out, but you have to use a normal monster. So basically, Azurize, once returned during the standby phase, special summon a normal monster from the graveyard, special summon Blue Eyes or Spirit, make it can come in handy at times. And when he is special summoned, all dragon type monsters on the field cannot be destroyed by card effects. Really handy. I've been debating lowering him down to 1, maybe putting in like a Link Karibo whenever that structure deck comes out, or you could put in that Heraldic Link monster if we ever get that. Pretty good for dragons. Next off, for the 2 others you can get out, Michael the Archlightsworn and Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. Michael really liked this guy, being able to just get him out, pay a Thou, and banish card on the field. And then Black Rose Moonlight, bounce a level 5 or higher back to the hand. Now for the last synchro, 1 Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So be Crystal Wing, you may be wondering how you get this guy out. So you get into Michael, then you normal summon one of your tuners, use those, get into Crystal Wing. So good old Crystal Wing, it negates monster effects, it gains attack, it's a really great card. And that is it for my Blue Eyes deck profile. While I'm here, I want to show off these really awesome Blue Eyes sleeves that I got. $15 on Amazon, best purchase I ever made. Really nice sleeves. But yeah, that's it for my Blue Eyes deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.